Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm outside Ciaran's latest project and he's going to show you how you can convert one building to a 12-bed HMO without planning permission. So how did you actually convert this property to a 12-bed HMO without planning permission?
Well, this property is in Solihull in the West Midlands, and Solihull isn't an Article 4 area. So this building actually had, when we bought it, certificate of lawfulness from 1994 for 3 flats. So because it's 3 flats, we can turn each flat into a HMO. So the building, as you can see, is pretty big, 320 square metres. So we can then turn each flat into a 4-bed HMO. So 3 times 4, that's our 12 units.
So down the road is Birmingham, right?
So I don't know if you can see it, probably 100 yards down the road, that's the border of Solihull into Birmingham. If this building was 100 yards there in Birmingham, you couldn't do that. Birmingham is Article 4, which stops you turning buildings into HMOs without planning permission. So no planning permission was needed for this. You do it, you can convert it under the General Permitted Development Order, and I think it's Class L. You can turn a C3 property, building, into C4 without any planning permission at all. So we were able to turn this one building from 3 flats with maybe 3 tenants or 4 tenants it had in previously, and it's now going to have 12 tenants in it.
Cool. Should we have a look?
Absolutely, please. So this will take us in the front of the property. This was the driveway where we were previously. We'll come in, and all this downstairs is one flat. So we've got 4 bedrooms in each flat, on 4, 4 on 4. So that's our 12 units. That's our 12 tenants that we'll have. You can see the sizes here. So they're big units. So this is 20 square, well, roughly 20 square meters, that bedroom. So it's going to be a self-contained unit. It's plenty big to self-contain. Again, Solihull Council require it to be 13 square meters to be able to self-contain a unit, to put a kitchen in there. This kitchen here is only going to be used by 1, potentially 2 people. This kitchen will be used by this person, potentially this person, if this isn't big enough to self-contain. This unit is self-contained, this unit is self-contained. This is the 2nd bedroom in the ground floor flat. So again, nice big size, nice big ensuite over there. We will again board that out, so we'll be completely flush along there, and you'll have your kitchen units running all the way along there. Bed will go somewhere in the corner here, either out that way or that way. So again, plenty big room. I think this is about 18 square meters, this room. So again, nice big room, completely self-contained, so no shared element again, which we find tenants much prefer. The tenants stay longer, there's less issues. Tenants tend to keep themselves to themselves when it's self-contained. They don't need to bother you. Whereas obviously if you're sharing anything, there's always the element of potential conflict with tenants.
So do you have your own management company with the letting side of things as well?
We just manage our own tenants. We don't have a separate management company. We might end up doing that down the line, and I suppose we'll speak to our accountant about that. I suppose when you get enough, if you start getting up to 50, 60, 70 units, then you probably makes sense financially to do it. So this used to be one flat all the way through the back here. The old vendor's friend lived in here, so it was a weird no tenancy agreement, that sort of thing, nothing legit. With a big massive fireplace there, which was, it probably came out, it was huge, it came out to about here, much bigger than your usual fireplace. So we had to take that out, and we took it out above, and we took out the stack as well. So we had to agree that with the neighbour next door. And as it turned out, they weren't initially keen, but when you went up into the loft, their side was really dodgy. It was done years and years ago, and it wasn't done correctly. So as soon as our structural engineer pointed that out, they said, okay, look, you're fine to go and take this stack down. So that allows us to put the hallway in down here, new opening for a bedroom at the back. This space, all this side, will be either double ensuite bedroom or a self-contained studio. But we'll have to put the stud work in for the hallway, and then we'll work out if we've got enough space to do that. Ideally we will, but it's going to be a bit touch and go. So it might just be a double ensuite, and we might put a kitchenette, so a fridge, freezer compartment, and a bit of a worktop, so they can have a microwave or something. But it won't be, it might not be fully self-contained. That's to be boxed up. This then takes you into. This is going to be an ensuite bedroom. So this is the bedroom here. The bed will be there. And then in there you've got your ensuite, and we'll have a walk-in wardrobe space in there. So this is potentially the smallest bedroom in the in the building. It works well, so you've got your natural space for the ensuite, which was always over there. Where you are standing now, we'll stud that out. And this will be a huge hanging rail, so there'll be a load of space for tenants' clothes, because that's one of the things that tenants always complain about, there's not enough storage. So this bedroom, although it's not the biggest, it actually is one of the best for storage wise. They'll have loads of space for clothes and bits and bobs, shoes and all that sort of stuff. So this should work well. Like I say, that's going to be boarded off, so, and that becomes the doorway into this room. Moving up onto the first floor, this previously had been split into 2 flats, but actually it's only got assertive lawfulness, so essentially planning for 1 flat. So we've turned it back into 1 flat because obviously we want to be abiding with the planning that is the property has. So this is a double ensuite bedroom. The one at the back is a self-contained unit, so that will have a kitchen in there. Obviously bedroom and ensuite, they're all ensuites. This bedroom here will be the only person to use this kitchen here. So this kitchen area is 11.3 square meters. It only needs to be, I think, 6 square meters or 6.5. I can't remember exactly. So it's much bigger than it needs to be for regs. But it's going to be a really good space for that particular tenant. They'll have a table there, and obviously the kitchen space that they'll only be using. This room is nearly 25 square meters. Again, another self-contained unit. And this is another self-contained unit here. So 3 self-contained units in this flat and 1 double ensuite bedroom. Obviously, again, as we've mentioned, the double ensuite, we need them to be able to leave their bedroom to cook or to clean, and that means that we won't get individually banded for each room.
So how often does the building control officer come round to check?
Well, they came out on Thursday, I think it was. That was their first visit to come out, so to check where we are. And the ground floor that we've just screeded yesterday, they actually come out and check that we've gone to the right depths, that we put the Celotex in, we put the damp-proof membrane in, so that we're doing everything correct. So they came out for the first time then, and then they'll come out again to check that that's okay and done properly. And then they'll just come out every, I don't know what it's going to be, every 3 or 4 weeks, I suppose, to check that the first fix is done properly, then the boarding is done properly, the sound insulation, we have to get a certain person to do that. So they'll just keep coming out regularly as and when we'll call them, and then they come out and check it, sign it off, everything's okay.
Can some of it you could take photos and just upload it to their website?
Yeah, I mean,
do they want to see it physically?
They do want to see it physically, yeah. We've gone with a private building control. We found them to be a bit more responsive, a bit quicker. They were a bit cheaper actually. They, the Solihull Council Building Control wanted to charge us effectively for like 3 units here, which it is. But really, you're coming out once and checking all the units. So we didn't feel it needed to be done that. So the private control, building control, was a lot cheaper on this one. And we've used them in the past, and they're very responsive and very good. So we knew that we were happy to go with them. So yeah. So
how long do you reckon it will take for this whole project then? Do you have any time frames that you're working on?
Yeah, so we're looking at 7 or 8 months, I suppose. It might go to 9 months, but we seem to be, steaming ahead at the moment. So I would say probably January-ish we'll be looking for new tenants.
So is it going to be professionals?
Yeah.
Just professionals?
We only ever do professional tenants, yeah, we've always done that. There was an option that we could have looked at, because it's free, 4-bed HMOs, we could have looked at social housing in some sort of 5-year contract and things like that, but really we want that top end rent, we want that so that we can get that top end GDV, and obviously the GDV on a commercial valuation is determined by the rent, so we felt that was the best route to go down, and it's the route that we're used to, and we know that there's a need for professional tenants in and around here, and we'll get good rents. So.
Do you work a lot with the floor plan with your architects? So obviously you found the property, you knew it had potential to turn it into HMO. Yeah. Like 3 HMOs. Did you actually work logistically with your architect and say, no, I want from your knowledge? Or? Yes, it was more a case of we'd walk round. I had a couple of friends, Daniel Kennedy actually helped, and another friend, Lorcan, who any investors in Birmingham will probably know him. He's a builder and an investor as well. So we walked around and we said, well, naturally that's a unit. Yeah. That's a unit. We might get 2 there, but it depends on how we work it. Upstairs, unit, and I went to the architect and said, this is what we need. The architect then did some drawings, but he only got 11 units because he only put 3 upstairs and he put ludicrously big en-suites in. So I said, look, cut those down. So we got a 12 bedroom in. So an extra unit, which is an extra
£800, £900 a month, which is another X amount on the GDV. So yeah, it was the architect was there to do the official drawings, to do, you know, like I said, the panel, grade A panel, fire alarm, all that sort of stuff. But really, from a layout point of view, it was myself and a couple of other friends who helped us out and just said, this is really what we need, this is what we feel we can get in.
So that knowledge base is essential, isn't it, for doing what you're doing? You can't just have loads of money.
Yeah.
And go, well, you know, maybe just figure it out, sort of thing. You need to have that knowledge and like that creativity, and be able to like go, You
definitely need, and you need to be able to push back on people. You think because it's an architect, they're going to come up with the best layout. Well, look, we'd only had 11 units then rather than 12, so that's a big knock on your GDV, huge amount. You need to be able to walk around and say, well, this is 10 square meters or 11 or 12, that's a room. Okay, the next one, that's a room. So you have a vague idea, or well, pretty good idea of how many units you can get in there. After that, you can start tinkering with the plans, and right, maybe we don't get that in there, but we can do it here. You do have to have knowledge yourself, or somebody who you can rely on, because if you don't, you end up losing a unit or another unit. Moving into the top floor, this is another 4 units that we will have here, slightly smaller than the other floors, so the bedrooms are slightly smaller. Up here we've got 2 bedrooms that are going to be self-contained, so this one that's 14.2 meters squared, and the one here I believe is going to be, I need to check the sizes on that, but that's going to be self-contained as well. And the other 2 bedrooms are going to use that kitchen, so again it meets the minimum reg size for a kitchen, and it's going to be 2 bedrooms going to be using that kitchen there. So 4 tenants on that floor, 4 tenants on the first, and 4 tenants on the ground, 12 units in total.
So in terms of the numbers for this deal then, this new deal that you've got, so what was your purchase price?
470 purchase.
470? Wow, that's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, well it is and it isn't. Well, the guy started at 800, so I did what I always do when I get an offer accepted, is that I'm delighted for about a second, then I panic, where am I getting the money from, calm myself down, and then make a plan, get the money and get the purchase. So yeah, 470 purchase price, build cost is about 300 at the moment, might edge slightly higher, but we're about 300 grand. So where are we at there? So I think we're all in, will be 825, something like that.
And then what do you expect the GDV to be?
So we'll get, we want this, and I'll talk to you about this in a minute. We want a commercial valuation. We believe we should get a commercial valuation. Having spoke to a couple of brokers, I always use my normal broker. Having spoke to her about this one, she said, I'm not entirely sure you will get a commercial valuation on this, because it's 3 4-bed HMOs. So 4 beds you don't usually get a commercial valuation. Usually needs to be 6 or above, roughly. But what I'm saying is we've got 3 flats under one title. We want a commercial valuation because we want to go on the rental yield. So there's 12 tenants in there. There will be no comparables. You can't get a comparable. There's no other flat in Solihull that's going to be a 4-bed flat that has 3 studios. There is no comparable. So I think we will get a commercial valuation. We'll have a rent roll of between 125 and 130 grand a year. So with that, then working it backwards from a valuation point of view, we should have about 1.1 as a valuation. So if we get 75% of that, that pretty much gets the investor either all their money back or very close.
Very good, very good.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks for watching today, guys. If you want to follow Ciaran on the social media, how do they get in touch with you, Ciaran?
Probably the best way is Instagram. I'm most prominent on there. Compass Property Solutions. You can add me on Facebook as well, Ciaran Durkin. We'll link the name because it's the Irish spelling, so no one can spell it. But either of those, absolutely, get in contact, follow me and see how we get on here.
Thanks for your time today, mate, and thanks for watching today, guys. Make sure to click like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.